Do this before you walk away from them. Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about the things that you should do before you decide to walk away from someone. So walking away could be going into no contact. Walking away could just simply be walking away from a relationship. It could be walking away from an ex. And this video is directed towards more those people that are hoping at some point this person will come back into your life. You're basically walking away to create attraction because you want them back in some way. You want them to be more interested in you. You want to get back together with them if this is an ex. So what can you do before you do walk away, before you decide that you are going to leave this person alone for a little bit in hopes to reattract them? So if you want them to be interested in you again, before you walk away, it's important that you send them a last message or leave a last voicemail or email, whatever it is, whatever way you want to do it. And basically what you want to do in this last message, this last voicemail to them, is you want to apologize for any past bad behavior that you have done to show that you have matured. And it's really important to actually be sincere in this. So if let's say you've been needy towards this person, perhaps you've begged, perhaps you've pleaded to get them back, perhaps you've even been resentful towards them, and you may have been a bit passive aggressive towards them. Because sometimes when we separate from someone that we really, really love, or we realize that the person we were interested in is not interested in us, we can act out, we can say some really dumb, immature things because we have all this emotion and we're really upset about the breakup or about this situation, right? Whatever situation you may be in. And if you've done something that's immature, if you've said some really immature things, then it's important that you apologize to this person. It's important that you own up to your mistakes and you are sincere about it. You need to show that you have grown up, basically, and that you've realized that you've made a few mistakes, you've said some really harsh things or some passive aggressive things or some hurtful things, or it could be some needy things. So you need to own up to that. So something along the lines would be saying, hey, just thought I'd let you know that I'm really sorry about the way that I've been acting recently. I've just been really emotional about the situation. I'm really sorry. You might want to list some specific things you may have said. So it could be something like, oh, I'm really sorry that I was a bit passive aggressive the last time I spoke to you. I didn't mean to. I was just really emotional. And basically you want to let them know that you are walking away, but doing so in a subtle way. Because obviously if you say, I'm walking away from you, that can come off as quite passive aggressive. That can come off as basically you trying to manipulate them to say something to make them feel bad, basically. And you don't want to do that. You really want to be mature when you are apologizing to them. So instead of saying, I'm walking away from you, you could say something more along the lines of, I wish you the best for the future, but if you ever change your mind about me down the road, then please let me know and we can have a catch up and go for a drink. I wish you all the best. Something along those lines. And what this does is it shows that person, your ex or this person that you were interested in, that you have grown up and you've matured and you've realized that your methods basically up until now hasn't been working for you, and you're no longer going to use those kinds of tactics. You're no longer going to do the neediness, you're no longer going to do the begging or any of this passive aggressive behavior that you may have been displaying. So basically you're just letting them know that you're sorry for that behavior. You're sorry for any bad behavior that you've done, and you are now letting them know that you wish them the best and they can come back into your life if they wish to. And that is when you do no contact. That is when you walk away from them. So obviously if you send that message though, or you leave that voicemail, they may reply to that. They may say, oh, thank you for apologizing or something like that. It's quite unlikely that they'll want to get back with you after that, although that's not an impossibility. So if they do continue to talk to you after that, obviously, instead of Then obviously you can ask them if they would like to meet up and talk about it. You can ask them when they're available for a drink. You can ask that question if they are, making the conversation continue and they're not leaving like one worded or one sentence responses like okay or thank you for apologizing. If they are asking you questions, like they may say something like, oh, thank you for that message, I really appreciate that, how have you been? Then of course you can reply to that message. But if it's just something like thank you or thanks for apologizing or thanks for owning up to that or just okay, right? Don't reply to those messages. Only reply if there is a specific question in their response. Okay, don't read into it too much. If they are asking you a question, then you can answer it. But don't just think because they've responded to you that you need to respond. Only respond to them if they've asked you something. So now you're doing no contact, you have now walked away. I highly recommend that you go and watch this video on don't chase after you have been dumped, as that will help you more further with this kind of situation. So the next point that I want to make is realize that this no contact period, you walking away from them, could be forever. Like they might not ever become re-attracted to you, because just because someone was attracted to you in the past doesn't necessarily mean that they are still attracted to you now, because they could have been put off by you, especially if you was displaying really, really needy, insecure behavior. And you may have noticed this yourself. You may have lost attraction for people in the past. So let's say when you was at school, you found someone really, really attractive. And then when you got to know them and you got to know their personality, you might have found out that they were a bully and they were really mean to people. And then therefore you became not attracted to them anymore because their personality turned you off, basically. So we've all had these experiences where we've been once really attracted to someone and then we no longer are because of how they've behaved. So if you've behaved in a certain way, there is a chance that they may have lost all attraction for you. So basically, past results doesn't necessarily mean future results, because people can change their mind, can change their feelings over time, and their attraction can go away for people. And you know that because this has probably happened to you. So they might be in that place. So they might not ever reach out to you. They might not ever contact you again. And that's something that you really do need to come to terms with and realize that there's no point you keep on checking your phone to see if they've messaged you, to see if, they've decided to change their mind or not, or you keep on looking at their social media profiles, things like that. You don't want to be doing anything like that. You need to realize that when you walk away, it might be forever, and there's a high chance it could be forever if this person has actually lost attraction for you. It's not a nice thing to come to terms with, but you have to be realistic and realize that this could actually be the situation. And it's quite simple. If they do reach out to you in the future, so let's say it could be like a month or so down the line, or a couple of months, or it might even be like a year or so, if they ever reach out to you, all you need to do really is just ask them when they're available to meet up for a drink. That is literally all you need to do if they reach out to you. But in the meantime, you can only focus on what you can control. And the only thing that you can control is yourself, how you react, how you behave. You can't control them contacting you. That's something that is completely out of your control. At least by walking away and going into no contact gives them the best opportunity to miss you, and to create that attraction again, because they can't miss you if you're always talking to each other. You need to create that distance. But you can't control if that is actually going to happen. That is all down to them and their own attraction for you. That's something you cannot control. So the only thing you can control, therefore, is yourself and how you act and how you respond now. So I suggest that you take some time to heal, especially if this relationship was a long-term thing. If it wasn't, then you can just go straight back into dating. But if it wasn't, and if your emotions are still high, then I recommend taking some time to heal, focus on some other things for a while, focus on your career, your hobbies, your health, focus on those things for a while, put those at top priority and not this person anymore. And then after a few months, that's when you can start dating someone new and start dating someone else again. And I know what you might be thinking, because some people say, oh, there's plenty of fish in the sea, and then that person's like, oh, but I want that fish. You might be very much in that mode of, but I want that fish right now, okay? But the important thing to know right now is that this fish doesn't want you, and there's nothing you can do right now to get them back. The only thing you can do is walk away and focus on other things for a while, and then eventually start dating new people. I see so many people cling on to this person that doesn't want them, and they just waste months and years of their life on someone that's not even interested in them. In fact, recently I got a comment from someone saying that they were in love with someone for 5 years that wasn't reciprocating. This isn't good. You don't want to fall into this trap. It's such a time suck. Do not waste your time on people that are not interested in you, that are not displaying the same level of interest. You need to walk away from those people. Otherwise, you're just going to get sucked into that time suck where you're just wasting the months and years of your life on someone who's not interested in you, or someone who has lost interest in you, hoping that you can find a way to grab it back, try and find a way to make them feel that way again. But you can't control that. You can't control other people. You can't control other people's attraction and other people's feelings towards you. So therefore, just focus on what you can control, which is, at this current time, other areas of your life and dating new people. So that is what you must do before you walk away. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's given you some insights. I hope it's given you some ideas. Obviously, you don't need to send that message. You don't need to apologize if you already have apologized, or if you don't need to apologize. So let's say you did nothing wrong, but usually you can always think of something that you can apologize for. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. On the shop page of that website, you'll be able to find a free PDF download, which is a dating and relationship manual. If you do read it, then please let me know if there's anything you'd like me to add to it, or if you have any critiques, so I can make it the best product possible for those people that want it. Thank you so much, guys, and I shall talk to you again very soon.